10 years ago, our island looked like this. I think it's about time to bring out the whole story. 10 years and quite a bit of hard work later, our island looks like this. This all started back in 2015 when I bought this island with an old abandoned homestead on it. Here's our home, a log cabin from around 1880s. It was originally built by the grandfather of the man who sold us this place. The man who sold this place was born on the Sauna in 1946. About 60 square meters. It's sitting completely on natural stone foundation, has no running water or plumbing, and it's heated by a wood-fired masonry heater. A major log work had to be done. All the wood is cut and milled from our own forest from the backyard, and all the materials like windows, doors, furniture, so on are second-hand. It was renovated with quite a modest budget. So everything you see here is designed in a self-sufficient manner to provide the basic needs for my family. The surrounding nature provides us plenty of firewood and building material, as well some food, fish, wild berries and so on. The island itself is 1.5 hectares and there used to be a old homestead that was founded around 1880s. It's been 10 years now. This place was abandoned in 1983 or so for well over 40 years, and I bought this place in 2015 and have been working on it ever since. The property was quite heavily forested and all the buildings were in ruins. An initial loan for the property was taken, but I used every cent I had to pay the debt off as fast as possible. The debt was paid in around 4 years, and after that it's been mostly freedom for me. I'm so happy to be at this point of life where I'm at now. I'm a father to a 5-month-old son. I have a lovingly spouse living here with me, and we have this beautiful piece of land and home for our family. So all the construction was carried out in a self-sufficient manner using local resources of the land and second-hand materials. So this island is for sale and I'm thinking about buying it, the whole island. I don't know, man, that would be nice. This island is super cheap. Quite big island. Nice old sauna right on the waterfront. I don't know, I could build like very light, very cheap log cabin here and start living here. This is the main building, which has halfway collapsed. There's pretty much nothing left about it. I've got these clothes about the closing price with the seller, and I've asked for a loan. There's an old storage building, nothing, absolutely nothing left of it. Another collapsed building. Look at how time eats it. There's nothing left. The time just eats it. Maybe I'll sell my other plot and come here. This is like way better. That little piece of land drained my bank account, but it's a nice piece of land. I bought this island like 9 days ago, so alright. Anyways, welcome to my island. Hello, it is Klaussi123. Long time no see videos. What am I seeing? I'm seeing berries. Anyways, I haven't made a video in a while, but in this video I will show you what I've been doing. So I've been building a small 3 meters by 3 meters cabin under that end of the island. Anyways, this is where the path goes. And this is going to be like a guest house or small cabin before I start building or repairing the old log house or log cabin. So I guess in the next spring when I come back from my travels, I'll move here on this cabin. Guys, a little update. Also, I've got the solar panels on the roof, and yeah, so this looked like this one. You couldn't see through it, and now it's almost empty. So I've got like 1 month time when it's optimal time to plant the fruit trees. So this day, it's middle of September, I'm planting some fruit trees. Here I've got some plum tree. That's a pearl. I've got a few apples here already. Here's one. The second apple tree. A cherry tree, plum tree, pearl tree. I've got 3 more. This one which I'm digging, and 2 more. I'm about to plant these. The thing is, I really don't have a sunny spot, so I'm just going to plant these on the best spot I can think of. I'm not a professional gardener. This is actually the first time I'm planting anything. These are like the first plants I've ever grown, and this is just trying out, you know, the first experience. So I'll get back when I've planted them to show you more. It looks like I have found a basement. It's behind this really thick forest, and it's full of crap, and it has cracks, but maybe we could still use it somehow. That's the biggest tree. I've actually climbed it a few times, and you can see it same level with the tip of this tree. Not too soft. So my plan is to take this side of the building down.
А если и не запрещают, но искренность тут и ни при чем. Сквозит бессердечие в их простоте. Они запрещают нам жить. Они запрещают
build some kind
нам
of a
жить.
building out of this.
Свободы, дома и прогреты. Для нас же пекутся запреты. Соло.
The original building was halfway collapsed. The renovation of the house was a quite big project. I had done nothing like that before. First, I wasn't going to repair it. It looked like beyond repairing, and to be honest, it kind of was, and it was a huge project. But my brother convinced me to save the old building. So first we built the roof with my brother, who has built a few houses himself, and that made it so the logs don't get any worse. And then after the roof was done, I started to learn a lot about log carving and so on. It took about 5 years in total because I had to fell some trees and dry the logs for several years. While the logs were drying, I was building the other buildings such as the tool shed, toilet and the wood shed. And in between the project I had to go to the school of self-sufficiency to learn the traditional log carving methods. So major log work had to be done. Almost half of the logs from the building have been changed. The foundation stones are mostly original, but they have been rearranged somewhat. Once the log replacement was done, everything cleared out. The fireplaces were get done. All the logs and most of the lumber are from the island itself. I felled some 15 big spruces to make some logs and mill a lot of lumber.
Made some small shopping in supermarket.
Hello, it is Klausi123 again. My milling project is coming to an end. I have milled a lot, and this stack is the floor supplies. Inside here I have this stack of spruce, the remaining logs for to complete the log building, the walls. There's two and one more behind me, round ones. The walls, the ugly walls, they are not smooth. I will use some clay paste to smoothen it out and further seal it from the wind. Welcome to the upstairs. This room will be bedroom. There is third hole in the chimney, so I can put like a small fireplace in the upstairs to heat it. And the cabin is resting on these stones. Again, we can start building the floor. Building the interior was very rewarding. I really enjoyed that phase. Various types of wood was used. For example, the staircase was birch wood. When we have spruce flooring, some pine and spruce on the upstairs walls and roof, but also some aspen on the entrance room. Most of the wooden surfaces are untreated. Only the floors were oiled with this natural wood oil. Everything was hand nailed. I had a friend come over that time and he said that hand nailing seems to be a thing of a past nowadays, that he doesn't see it anywhere anymore, and that was the first time I thought of a nail gun. The floorboards are some 4 centimeters thick, milled from those big spruces from the back of the island. It was also a big job. First the clay had to be dug and transported here, then it was mixed into a liquid clay and made into a paste. Some 2000 kilograms of clay paste was put on these 3 walls. Finally we made some red clay paint with Johanna by using wheat flour and some German red clay. Finally we were so far along in the project that we could get some electricity on the building, and the lights were installed. At first the whole downstairs was finished, and then we moved in with Johanna, and the coming summer I focused on the upstairs. The upstairs was a lot more work than I first thought. The floor had to be made, the roof insulated, and then the wood paneling. There was lots of planing on the planer, but the DeWalt planer did a good job. It's kind of a small for this kind of big jobs, but it handled it. The house has quite a simple off-grid electric system, some 7.5 kilowatt lithium battery and a few kilowatts of solar panels.
It's crazy, I don't understand it.
One thing that I'm very happy of is the fireplaces. The masonry oven downstairs is kind of huge for this size of a home. But now when we have lived here for a few winters, it has proven itself to be very valuable. We're able to stay really warm. The temperatures in the house are almost always above 20, sometimes even closer to 25. Many people think that off-grid living here in Finland is same as freezing, but that's not definitely the case for us. The house was built with quite a modest budget. All the windows, doors, and lots of other materials are salvaged or bought second-hand. One of the finishing touches was to paint the house from outside. We decided to go with the traditional way. We made the earthen paint ourselves. The house itself has only 3 rooms. An entrance slash staircase room, and then kitchen slash living room downstairs, and a bedroom upstairs. Owning your own land, having no debt, having a home for your family that requires very little money to upkeep is a richness. One really important experience for me to learn all this was back in 2020. I went to this school of self-sufficiency in North Finland. I went there for half a year, and my motivation was to learn carve the traditional logs. But I also learned a lot more about everything related to this lifestyle. I saw there a really good example how simple self-sufficient lifestyle can carry you on. My first task there was to build a outdoor composting toilet building similar to ours. I pretty much copied the idea from there. I built that in 3-4 months there, and totally from scraps, salvaged materials and wood from the surrounding nature. And also all the nails were used, second-hand nails pulled out from used boards, and I had to straighten every nail. So that experience was quite eye-opening, that you're able to build for so cheap, for free basically. And when I returned home from there, I started to build my own structure with the similar principles. Having that knowledge how to build from scraps and second-hand materials was one of the key changes in my life. Before that, I used to think that I need money to buy materials, and I wasn't going anywhere because I didn't have the money. After that, I realized the opportunity in the natural materials of the land, and I realized that we have lots of wood, we have moss, clay, stone available on our land, and everything has changed after that experience. Also, a couple of years later after that, I went there for some days, and I met Johanna there. This one here is our tool shed, and we store all the tools and some building timber in there. It was one of the first buildings that I was able to build very cheap. It was mostly built with reclaimed materials and some timber from the island, but also some of the boards up there, some screws for the roof and some big nails for the frame was bought. The total cost of this building was around 400 euros. The door I made from scraps. Let's have a quick look inside. So we store all the tools here and some other stuff. Here on this wall you can see the log carving tools, some axes and chisels and so on. And here you can see the composting toilet on the right side and firewood shed on the left side. This was built in 2020. It's also sitting on natural stone foundation and the walls are birch wood. The whole cost of this building was around 120 euros. It holds about 24 cubics of wood inside and then another 20 on the sides when it's filled to the roof. My plan is to build another one of these so we can hold around 50 to 60 cubics of wood under the roof. The composting toilet was renovated in 2022 or built, the backside part of it, and the front side, the red part, was originally built around 10 years ago. So that small toilet, which we used to have like a bucket under the seat, was combined into the bigger composting part. When we upgraded the toilet, the cost of the renovation was only around 30 euros. I bought some screws for the tin and some long nails to nail the roof support rafters on. Here we have some leftover green paint from my friend and 2 seats so we don't have to empty it so often, and some leftover birch and aspen from the house project to make the inside beautiful. So the backside has like a composting department. We want to build the buildings on a self-sufficient manner. We want to forage our food and basically fulfill all the basic needs, the warmth, shelter, food, and so on with self-sufficient manner. We live like this because it's our passion, so it's a choice, not because we are forced to. It is our passion to grow food as much as possible and to be not too dependent on the monetary system and the industrial production. We do acknowledge though that most of the tools and many of the materials we use are product of that system. But the main thing is to be not too dependent on money and being able to stay home a lot and do the things that we are passionate about. We have managed to achieve somewhat high level of self-sufficiency. We are living on our own land, in our own house with no debt, which is the base of everything. We have enough land to sustain us firewood for the rest of our life. We grow somewhat large percent of our food, and the plan is to fish and hunt more. We also forage quite a bit of berries and mushrooms. So aiming to be self-sufficient is the main aspect that we are aiming to. And everything we do here is somewhat related to it. The whole yard is pretty much garden. We have like a food forest project and some permaculture things going on. Here we have some berry bushes, but in total we have like 40 different berry bushes and 15 fruit trees on the island. Here on the backside you can see our beehives. The beehives have a few different purposes. One is to pollinate everything and then to produce some honey, which we plan to sell in the near future. The sauna was renovated in 2025. I decided to start it before our son was born. A major log work had to be done and all the lumber was milled from our own forest as well. This sauna is our only way of personal hygiene. We heat it up like 2 times a week and we also wash some laundry in here. The sauna is still not 100% finished. It still needs some paint and other smaller tasks. We really needed this renovation. The old sauna was in very bad condition. Earlier this year we were able to purchase this land on the opposite side, some 11 hectares, and that means so much to us. It has shortened our path across the lake. Walking on the ice is tedious work when there's lots of snow, but it also has more resources, such as kind of endless amount of wood for our needs. That was the main reason we wanted to buy it, to have a sustainable source of firewood for generations to come. Not just for us, but for our son and his family as well. So having this extra land on the mainland grows more wood than we are able to use each year. So even though we are living off of it, it will mature and keep growing. It also makes it possible for us to raise some cattle in the future. Maybe we will have some sheep, goats, or even cows someday there. And this tiny house here, which we built together with a few of my friends with an agreement of my land, their cabin, is the key to success here. In this place we were allowed to sleep and cook, rest. I was able to live in it for a few years while repairing the main building. So big shout out to the guys who made this possible. So all this wouldn't have been possible without a lot of help from my friends and family. I have some great friends who have spent a lot of time here, and they've always been helping me out on my crazy projects. So I really want to thank those people, friends and family, who have made this possible. During the years, I've had numerous work parties, and every time I ask for help, I get it. So that's something I'm very blessed on and very thankful. I know very well that without all this help, I wouldn't be here. Just doing this all alone, I could have not done this. So things like that, getting help and support from your friends and family, they mean a lot to me. And they are the reason why we are here, where we are at the moment. So I wanna give a special thanks to all the people who have helped. I wouldn't be here without them, without all that support and help. So very big thanks to you guys. I really feel blessed with all this help, because before arriving here and buying this place, I wasn't too happy or healthy. I was suffering from severe depression, and this opportunity, the change of lifestyle, has given me everything, my happiness, my health. And I'm feeling just so blessed. I could have not thought of that 10 years ago when I was walking on this same spot and looking at the ruins of the cabin. Didn't really understand where I would end up.
Look at this spot. I like this spot very much. When the sun's setting, there's this huge birch with this huge branch.
Anyways,
private island. How about that?
Me myself, I don't like governments. Every possible governments.